very honest. There's an honesty there.
Yeah.
And the nicest way possible. We are sometimes a bit cutthroat and brutal, but again, we just all love each other and it just works. The showing up for them, investing in them, there's this big thing around investing in your staff and not spending money on your staff in case they leave. But like, what if they don't?
Yeah.
So you have to do that. And if you want your worker and your employee to be the best they can for your business and show up the best they can, you need to invest in them. And whether they take those skills elsewhere or not, they've served you for that point of time the best they can be, and they've been happy. So yeah, I think that all kind of comes into play.
I think that my boss was going to fly me to Sydney. If they had said, I'm going to take you to Sydney, you were like, sorry? You're going to fly me to Sydney for a whole weekend? Or, even the AB Awards, like putting your team forward for things like that because you're so proud of them. All these things, it could be from something as little to something as big as that just make you appreciate your boss so much more and focus on what's going to really make them happy in the business.
I love giving and I love putting together things. I love being thoughtful, showing my appreciation in ways that aren't just here's some extra money for doing well. I mean, they probably would rather that, but like it's just throwing together something that we can do together and that it brings us closer inside the clinic as well. It makes us work so much better together when we have those experiences outside of the clinic as well. But yeah, I think they just appreciate that too. And I found girls that are appreciative of it as well. I think there's nothing worse than when you're trying to give back and all that person thinks is that they deserve it and the attitude is just off, and you're never going to be able to change someone's attitude. You can change their skill and you can't change their attitude.
It's hard to actually find someone who really, you can tell that in meeting them in their interview process.
I've got a good reader feel of people.
Yeah, you definitely
I've got a good gut feeling. I go with my gut with a lot of decisions. Most of my decisions.
There's so much stuff when you first take over a business, you've actually just got to wrap your head around. Obviously, the passion for you is working on clients' skin and treating them. And so there was a part where you kind of reached out to me. And at what point were you just like, you know what? I need someone that's going to help me with the areas that I've not necessarily been shown or taught or learned.
When we studied, it wasn't a big emphasis. It wasn't a big emphasis on business side of things. We went there because we like that we can, with the nurturing side, and we wanted to be hands-on. Never in your wildest dreams. I mean, now a lot of people going with that path, but back then to own your own business after graduating wasn't as popular, I think, as it is now. And it was kind of like, if I do it one day, and it was never like in the foreseeable future. So to take over a business and then all of a sudden have to know all these extra things, we're going to be able to know that side of the world because I'm not interested in it. And it's really hard for me to grasp a lot of the things that come into owning a business. I still love working in the clinic. I had been approached by a few coaches and things in the past, and I just couldn't think of anything worse because I didn't want to feel dumb. At one point, I think I was like 6 years in, and a coach approached me and said, do you want to work together and stuff? And I was too embarrassed to say, like, I don't know my numbers and I don't know this, and I didn't want to do it because it was daunting. So it was more like, I'm ready now to get my head around everything. And I also wanted to make sure we continued that culture in the clinic, continued and made it better, in any way we could. By having one-on-ones with the girls, it makes sure that they are heard as well and that they're doing the best job. A lot of us hate selling product. We're not salespeople, but we need to take away the stigma that we're not selling it. We're giving it to them to help their concern. And so my thing with hiring you was more about, not about money, I need to make more money. More like, how can we be better? How can we do our job better? I don't want to not sell someone a serum they need for their skin because I'm scared they won't be able to afford it, because I know that they've just paid, their fees for something because we've been talking, like you get that relationship with people.
Old school mindset.
Yeah, they've come to me, they've put me in their budget. I'm doing them a disservice if I don't give them what is going to actually help them. If someone came to us and said, I went there and I wanted this fixed, they didn't give it to me because they didn't think I could afford it. Like, that's unfair.
Wow. Yeah. When I first came on board as well, the idea of even talking about financials or figures or reports or anything on those lines was something that you just didn't even want to talk about. I think it's important that they're aware of the goal that we're trying to achieve and how we can get
and
there.
And why. I can't just magically take money out of this business and buy things with it. It's all going back in. And that's why as well, when we're trying to reach a goal, it's to invest in something new or
invest in them as the staff.
Yes, exactly.
Take them places,
and that's
show them
one of the biggest things. Like when we entered the ABRA Awards, like never in my wildest dreams did I think I would enter awards.
I know.
I've never wanted to enter awards. The minute I logged in to actually suss them out, I was like, I can answer these easy. Like it was, how do you keep yourself up to date with things? Like these were things I can answer. So when I saw them and I looked at them, I was like, my goal now, because I'm very spontaneous. Yes. As soon as I saw them, I'm like, I'm taking the girls to Sydney. I'm taking the girls to Sydney. I don't even care if we make it. I want to take them there and I want to show them.
But like your post kind of said was, it made you actually sit back and acknowledge your team, acknowledge how far you've come, acknowledge the wins that you've had, and just the people that you get to go to work with every day, because you spend so much time with these people. To sit back and actually acknowledge that and put that out there, I think that alone was just a win.
Yeah, there are other things on around that time. We've got a Payo Gala as well. So the girls will be super excited once I say we're going. But yeah, it is nice to treat them with things like this and show them, again, reinvesting back in them through the business.
Love all of this. All right, I'm going to ask you some rapid fire questions before we go.
Oh, your nail just popped off. Oh, no.
All right, this might upset some people, but I want to know a trend in the beauty industry right now that you are just not buying into.
Trend. There's so many trends. Okay, 2. Beef tallow and pimple patches.
All right, thank you. No gatekeeping. What are 3 products that you're reaching for going into winter, personally?
Okay. I do have an extensive range of things I put on my face. So I don't know, but for what I'm reaching for winter is an essence, something hydrating. So this is like an extra step. This is for the person who has a lot of things they're already using. But
I don't think this girl can answer something short, just so you know.
Sorry, one thing. But yeah, so I'm just meant to name them.
Yeah, go for it.
An essence, hydration, hyaluronic acid for PCA peptides at the moment.
Ooh. You have got one treatment to recommend to a brand new client that's walking your doors. What's it going to be?
That's a hard one too.
You can tell this girl just loves
listen, a brand new client, I'm not going to recommend some of my favorite treatments to because she might not be prepped. Enzyme peel and LED or something.
Right.
But if it's a client with a specific concern, maybe if the question was different, I would say skin needling, a bladed laser,
It doesn't
brand new client is probably getting a facial or some kind of entry level peel. They also might not want to undergo downtime, and they also might be scared. So I don't want to go in with the hard hitting stuff and scare them off. So it's all about trust and building their skin up and relationships.
Yeah. If you could give a little wisdom to the people in the beauty industry, anyone watching, what's your little bit of wisdom?
Like the words of wisdom for me, I mean, like there's been times where there was a time period there where every 6 months or so I was like, I'm going to sell this business, I've had enough.
Ooh.
I think the words of wisdom is to keep going and don't sweat the small stuff, and everything will work out. That's my motto, because I'm a positive person. Sometimes so far, so much so that I'm in denial. Like I'm still thinking everything's going to work out when I know it's not, but it's going to work out.
It's going to work out.
Us business ladies and men need to come together more often.
Love it. Thank you so much.
No worries.
Take your coffee.
I know, I haven't even really drank it.
Go to work.
Am I getting out?
Yeah.
Okay. Bye. Thanks for having me.
Thank you so much for coming.
See you later.
Bye.